Hello guys, this is another Let's Play of a game. We're going to be doing a little bit of a childhood favorite of mine. And, yeah, this is, I'm not going to try spoiling it. Oh, well, you know what, the title's going to say it anyway. It's the Spongebob Squarepants movie. I wanted to do Battle for Bikini Bottom first, but I thought that maybe it would be better to do this first because, it's a lot more linear, and I think that would help a little bit more with actually figuring out what to do with the game, because this game I have not, that's another thing, I've never actually fully completed this game. Most of the time I always use like a level select cheat that allowed me to basically skip past almost half the game. But I remember when this first came out I actually got it. The game is really hard for me back then. I don't understand why, considering I just replayed just a little bit of it and it's insanely easy. But, here's the funny thing, though. This is the first game, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom was basically like Banjo-Kazooie. You had to walk around the levels, figure out what to do, and then you would get a golden spatula for doing it. And the interesting thing, though, about this is that this is a lot more like Super Mario 64, where you pretty much have to choose what you're going to do before you actually go and do it. Would you like to create a save game, save properly? Yes. Okay, yeah, I already pretty much almost finished this game. Although, as I said, I kind of used a level select cheat, so I kind of cheesed my way through it. But, yeah, this is the very first mission of the game, no cheese. And I saw the movie. I still like the movie. It's probably, I think, the last good SpongeBob thing. Because, this was, I think, the last thing that Steven Hillenburg, the person who made SpongeBob and wrote the early episodes, did for SpongeBob. And, yeah, it was pretty good.
Welcome to our little tale of woe, triumph against impossible odds.
And for some reason, for some of the cutscenes, they basically just use stills from the movie.
Our story begins in the calm waters above the town of Bikini Bottom. As we descend beneath the waves,
And for some reason, it's like smoking.
Wait a minute! Hold your seahorses!
I can't believe this is happening here! It's horrible! Oh, thank Neptune, my manager's here!
Talk to me, Krabs.
It started out as a simple order. A Krabby Patty with
Yeah, and
cheese.
unlike Battle for Bikini Bottom, there's actually,
When the customer
almost
took
everybody
the
in the game is properly voice acted. Where in, I think, in that game,
Get a hold of yourself, Eugene.
in that game, Mr. Krabs
going
wasn't even
in.
voiced by the guy who normally does him. Yeah, and basically everyone's overreacting over the fact that there's no cheese on a cheeseburger.
Never fear, good citizens of Bikini
This
Bottom.
game, you can replay all the levels in the game, but it's really weird the way they did it. They made it where you can no longer drop no objects drop any more than, these 1 pound things, because there's that manliness bar. When it fills up, you level up. See, like, for example, the first time you play the level, those green ones come out, and I think they dispel like 5 or so. But when you replay the level, they only have 1 of that 1.1s each come out. It's really weird the way they designed this. They made it where when you replay, you can't see like almost half the cutscenes, and many levels can't be completed anymore because you can't get the golden spatula required to finish it. Yeah, I think this is probably one of the only good licensed movie games, because even though it's basically Battle for Bikini Bottom, just basically with different levels, it's still really well made, and it's funny. And another thing I like, though, is that for every single enemy introduced, you get a little cutscene showing the opposite character you're playing as basically getting either killed or, not really killed, but hit by it. It's meant to show off what the enemy can do, and I think it's a pretty creative way to do it.
Short slide from manager to...
Yeah, this is to get treasure chests. Another thing, though, that I like that this game had the Battle for Bikini Bottom is that there was also costumes. I'm pretty sure Battle for Bikini Bottom did not have costumes. And personally, I think that's something that's lacking because I love it when video games have costumes in them. And this has a lot of cheat code costumes too.
To see what extra you have just earned, go to the extras section on the options menu.
Although I will say this, for kids, I think this is a little bit too much on the hard side. But it's not necessarily a hard game at all, it's just a little bit more challenging than you would think. Because there are some parts where it's very easy to die if you're not paying attention.
This is next to managerliness. Is the room spinning or is it just me?
Because in my opinion, this game is still just as good as Battle for Bikini Bomb. It's just that this game is a bit short on the shorter side, and it's also a bit less well thought out, but it's still a good game.
Even in the corners. Thanks for the help, boys.
Not to mention, there's also a bit of an RPG system in this, where you can actually upgrade your items and stuff. By pressing select, you can upgrade each of your moves, so that when that little bar fills up, then you can actually fully upgrade your moves. Although the one thing though is that you're gonna have to replay levels if you want to be able to fully upgrade both characters, because SpongeBob and Patrick have individual health. Like for example, if you want to upgrade the health on SpongeBob, it doesn't affect Patrick's health. So it's kind of annoying, but I can see why they would do that. Although there's quite a few things they reused from Battle for Bikini Bomb in this game. For example, the wall jump is still here, although if I don't remember correctly, but I'm pretty sure that it's a bit more lenient on who can use it, because I think Patrick can use it now, when it used to be that only SpongeBob could use it. Actually, no, wait, I'm not sure. But, yeah. Alright, now so that we leveled up, we can choose whatever we want. I'm gonna do a karate spin because the getting hit for me right now is not a concern. Yet also, unlike Battle for Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob actually, his moves aren't bubble based anymore. They're actually like physical moves. Like before he spun with his normal like probably foam karate gloves. I don't know why, but whenever I imagine those things, I always thought they were foam. But now they turn to like metal forms of it. Where in the other game, he used like bubble items and stuff, which makes a bit more sense, but yeah, this game pretty much ups the factor that they want to be men more than the movie did. Because like, the points are literally called manliness points. Yes, and this time, instead of golden spatulas, it's goofy goober tokens.
I'm the manager of this establishment. Everything is gonna be just fine.
I'm really scared, man.
You got a name?
Phil?
Phil.
Come on, Phil, stay with me. I've only got one shot.
Although,
at this.
like some other
I have the right
movies,
tools for the
movie
job.
games, this also has a few
Bingo.
things that that were
I
not
want
in the
you to do me
movie,
a
but they were
favor.
probably planned to be in the movie.
Say
Because, for example,
cheese.
Spider-Man 2, I think if I remember correctly, was supposed to have Black Cat at some point, but the game wound up having her because they had to basically produce the game. But they probably had to scrap the Black Cat like a little bit later on, so the video game couldn't dump her yet because that would take a lot of reprogramming, I assume. There are a lot of movie games where there are a lot of things that were supposed to show up in the movie but never did that appear in the game. The game also has a bit more conversations that don't appear in the movie, although I'm not sure if this actually has anything to do with that.
He steals King Neptune's crown and frames Mr. Krabs for selling it to the far-off and dangerous land of Shell City. Let us now join our heroes.
They basically just put the
midst of
first
their
almost the first
self-pity.
30 minutes of the movie within one 5-minute cutscene. I don't even think that was 5 minutes. I think it was like, what, 2? It was only like 1. Although I will say the loading times for this game are a little bit on the long side, but the game graphically still looks good, so
Hey.
it's not much of a problem.
Hey, buddy, come on, wake up.
Huh? Where am I?
It's 8 in the morning. Closed. Go collect your friend and get out of here.
Hey, buddy! Come on up here and join the party!
That's a bit morbid in my opinion, because he never comes back up, and it pretty much implies that he died. Although this is when the game starts becoming a lot more goofy. I mean, seriously, this whole level you're supposed to be like half drunk Patrick. Although there are differences between SpongeBob and Patrick. Patrick can do like a ground stomp thing, but not yet. But as a result, he can't spin in midair. There also are a few spatulas that Goofy Goober tokens that do require you to visit later areas in order to be able to reach. And it's possible to skip that whole section because if you can time your jump well enough, it's actually possible to reach it's possible to reach this. But no, if you miss your jump when the trampolines appear over there, it's actually possible to completely skip it. But I can't really show it off because I don't have the platforms there yet. Yeah, most people can't argue. This game and Battle for Bikini Bottom are really good games. Although I personally prefer the Battle for Bikini Bottom. I think this is still good though. I don't understand, but some people absolutely hated what do you call that game? Creature from the Krusty Krab. I thought that was an okay game. I don't think it was as good as the 2 before because it focused way too much on mini games. But it was still good. I liked the platforming, and I thought it had a few interesting art decisions. Like, for example, all of Patrick's sections were like a comic book. Although I will say, it's a bit more morbid, though, than the other 2 games.
What's up, Patrick? You have got to try this new dot broom game.
Dog!
Where? Whoa!
Yeah, if you try to go back down there, he's not there. So I don't know where he disappeared off to. The game's kind of on the short side. It's like, I don't know how long it's probably going to take me to finish this, because I don't even remember how long it took me my first time to finish this. I don't even think I did really finish it. I just kind of cheated and used it as some kind of cheat. So I can't honestly tell how long this is probably going to take. It's probably not going to be that long, because the game's not that hard. Somehow SpongeBob's over there.
Hey, it's you two again. I missed you guys.
I don't know how the GameCube and Xbox versions look compared to this. From what I heard, the Xbox version just plays at a higher resolution, but I think that's about it for the differences. And the GameCube version has slightly cleaner looking textures. But I don't really think there is a difference between any of the versions. This is the PS2 version, in case the buttons didn't really give you a clue.
Hey, treasure!
At first levels are a bit on the linear side, but as you progress through the game, they start becoming a lot less linear, and there's a lot more stuff to do in the levels. Oh yeah, in that level before, when we were on the Chocolate Creek, there's actually a big door over there. If you can get an upgrade to somehow get there, I forgot what you had to do, it's actually possible to get in there, and there's a Goofy Goober token there. It's like a marshmallow ride you have to take, but I don't have the upgrade to do it, I think. I forgot what you needed to do in order to get there, but I know you needed an upgrade.
How much of a man do I have to be?
Patrick, if you bring me more Goofy Goober tokens, I can grant you the cartwheel move.
Oh boy, I love whatever that move is.
You will. Just bring me more Goofy Goober tokens.
In this game, Mindy plays a slightly larger role than she did in the movie as just basically a plot device. In this, she actually gives you upgrades and stuff and serves as a plot device. So, it doesn't really mean much, because that's kind of like as if saying, when you bought a dog, you also got a tag to go with it. But, there's also a secret area over here. Yeah, the challenges are just basically can you survive kind of things where the enemies all chase you down, and we'll see that in a little bit. But for now, I just want to get going here and just get everything that I can possibly get. Yeah, as I said, once you replay the level, you can't all these things are only going to be worth 1 point. They're no longer worth like 5 or 6 or how many they're worth right now. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I can't control myself when I'm bounced. Some of them you can control yourself, some of them you can't. Which, as I said, this game's a lot more like Mario 64 than the first one. The first one was a lot more like Banjo-Kazooie. By first, I'm referring to Battle for Bikini Bottom. Yeah, Combat Arena Challenge. What happens is you can fight here, and what you do is you unlock upgrade, and no, it just gives you a token. That's pretty much it. But there's one of them that's hilariously easy. But are you ready, kids? Yeah, these aren't they progress. When they progress, they get slightly harder in some stages. Like there was one stage I remember trying to do recently. It was actually really hard, but these challenges in general aren't hard, because it just literally dumbs down to just keep moving and attacking. But what I do like though is that for each level, all the enemies change. Like for example, this is just one level, and the other levels they actually look completely different. They're the same enemy, yes, but at least they look different.
Vacuuming up manliness, even in the corners.
And another thing that allows you to hit them really easily is that whenever you get hit, they just laugh at you for a few good seconds, which leaves them open for attack, obviously. Although as you progress in the game, it's going to take a few more hits to take some of these enemies down. But what I do like though is that there's actually collision damage on the enemies. If I hit an enemy and he goes flying towards another one, they'll actually die too. So it's kind of a little cool thing that they implemented, but just tiptoe. At some point I'll start using costumes for the characters too, because a lot of the levels in the game just feature. There are actually some levels in the game where they change their costumes, but in this game, there actually are a lot of unlockable costumes, and as I progress, I'll show off some of the cheat code ones. Not necessarily the ones that you can unlock, just the ones that are cheat codes. Like there's one of them that's just ripped pants. And then I remember there was another one where it's this caveman suit. Patrick also has some, but he doesn't have as much as SpongeBob. He also has a nude costume where he has nothing on him, but it's kind of disturbing, but it's funny. There we go. Well, yeah, I still think this is one of the more decent SpongeBob games. It's definitely not bad. I think I think I'm gonna have to cut this off early though, unfortunately. So see you in the next part, and we're going to do stuff with Patrick again.